You're listening to the GeekCast radio network of podcasts.
You know?
I got this thing early. It's a special purple heart freaking pony with a Decepticon logo on it. It's Shattered Glass Pony Miss Prime. I can't believe I just said that.
And you know what, Gary? That's going in the intro to the show.
Are you serious? What did I just say exactly? Shattered Glass?
Shattered Glass.
Doesn't even remember.
Pony Miss Prime or something, or I don't know. I'll have to go back and listen to it. Oh, God. That's nuts.
Great. That was great.
Cliff Jumper, commence countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, ToyCast. Oh, yes. Listen in to the only toy podcast you will ever need.
September 28th will be a day that lives on in infamy because September 28th, 2011, the Transformers fan community lost one of our friends, one of our most popular members, OptimusScourge, Gary Clark. He passed away a year ago today. He was on several ToyCasts with me and Proto Man, I am TFG and Mike. He and I had many personal, private conversations as well, and he will be sorely missed. I remember that when the news broke last year of his passing, that entire week I just could not function. It's just one of those things, and as you heard just now in the beginning of the show, I recut out the episode 75 intro when he was talking about Shattered Glass Ponymus Prime, and I figured that would be a fitting, funny thing to start off the episode with. Here with me also is DarthDevious, who is a good friend of Gary's as well. Hello.
Hi, Mike.
And we also have Salt Slime Blower Bob.
Hi, guys.
Yes.
Hi, Bob.
This is ToyCast, episode 97. We are 3 episodes away from closing out ToyCast. I've said in previous episodes when I was on with Dave, when I had Dave and Duvall on, when I was doing the TFCon stuff, I love looking at the toys that come out online and stuff like that, but I've lost all interest in the actual collecting of them. That's why ToyCast hasn't had many releases. That's why we haven't really finished it up. We do have a strong finish for episode 100, but we are here today to talk about some toys. You guys were on that ToyCast where we started off the reality talk with Golden Boy, but
Yeah.
but why don't you introduce yourselves to the listeners? Kevin, you can go first.
All right. Well, as Mike said, I am DarthDevious. I also do YouTube reviews under that name and stuff like that. Basically, I just like, talking about toys, Transformers mainly, things like that. Bob?
Yeah, what about Bob?
What about me? Well, I'm Bob Gilmer, and I kind of stepped away from the toys for a long time, and then I caught just the movies started coming out, and I started watching Paul Optimus's reviews, and it kind of sparked it back up, so I started collecting again. Not like to a huge extent, just certain ones that I liked. I didn't just go out and I had to buy the whole wave, but I got like Transformers Prime, toys because I really kind of liked them when they first came out. But then I got into the reviews on YouTube, but I kind of stopped doing that now just because I've lost all hope for all that because something happened. Anyways, I had over 100 and some videos, I guess. I don't know, but I stopped. But anyway, I still like toys, so I like talking about them, and I still collect them. Me and my kids, actually my kids and I, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss your reviews.
So as a father, I still have to keep up on the toys for them, and it's a good excuse for me to buy new toys because the kids really want this. I swear they do, and it's really for me.
Yeah.
Like all
I
the
miss
Ninja
your
Turtle
reviews, though,
toys.
Bob.
I really miss doing them. I really loved them, but ever since AdSense kind of hosed me over, I just don't even care anymore.
I don't even monetize any of my videos, so
Yeah,
that doesn't even
I don't
affect
know.
me.
It was a bad deal, and it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So it's like, screw you, YouTube. I don't need you.
Yeah.
I might put like paranormal stuff up there still, like since the ghost hunting and all that. I might put the vlogs up still, but as toy reviews, I don't know yet.
If I start getting up into like the thousands of subscribers, like 1,000-2,000, I might start monetizing them then. But right now, it's just not worth it. You don't get enough views to make any money, so what's the point?
Right.
Yep. And all I usually do now with YouTube is just put the podcast episodes up there. I'll just, I'll find pictures that are relevant, and I'll use the podcast art, and I just make, video versions of our podcast. So.
But Mike, I do miss your Manti rants, your Matty
Yeah,
Collector.
no.
I really liked listening to those. I was rolling.
No, Matty Collector is the devil.
I enjoyed watching those.
Oh God, yeah. I wish I had a slightly better camera setup so the head desk moments actually come out better. But no, we're here to talk about some toys and all that good stuff. So after this clip, we will come back and talk about our selections.
Here we are.
That's not a good sign.
Since I could not compel you to surrender the encryption code, I'm forced to introduce you to someone whose methods are a little more persuasive.
We may be in a little more trouble than I thought.
Autobots, say hello to Shockwave. Delivering a mountain of energon, intercepting an encrypted Autobot communique, and capturing 2 key prisoners is impressive, I admit. But Lord Megatron expects nothing less from his first I should let you work, right? No doubt you are trying to concentrate. Carry on. Shockwave, are you certain you can extract the decryption code without first nullifying our subject's neural net?
I invented the cortical psychic patch. I am familiar with its idiosyncrasies.
Of course you are.
So we are back, and Kevin, what are you going to be talking about tonight? What toy did you pick?
Well, I'm going to be talking about my Revoltech Starscream. I know I just did a review of him that went up yesterday, but this is my first Revoltech figure I've ever had in hand. So these are actually pretty cool. I mean, the posability on them is insane because those Revoltech joints they click so well and they just hold so many different poses.
Yeah.
They're really well done. I mean, the only real flaw, well, there's a couple flaws. Like one is head and neck are a little weird and thick because they're based off of Pat Lee's drawings from Dreamwave Comics. But and his hands, when you go to change out the hands, it's real easy for the plugs to get pulled out because the glue's not very good. But other than that, really is a fantastic figure. And it's just I was so happy when my friend just decided she was going to give me hers just to try and cheer me up.
Yeah, I used to love the Rebel techs. Well, I love the idea of them, but pictures lie. Honestly, pictures lie because when I originally was, still collecting, and I thought the Rebel techs were amazing. I thought they were actually larger than what they are.
Oh, they are quite small. I'll give you that. I mean, some of the Energon Scout figures are bigger than them.
Yeah. But no, I love the Transformers Rebel Tech stuff, but I just wish they were on a slightly larger scale. Like if they were even on a Scout class scale, or I don't think a deluxe class would work, but just something larger than what they are because they just seem like. I think when I had the Rebel Tech one, they're about
5 inches, about.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
I would say 4, because I got a 5-inch Doctor Who figure, and he's actually about an inch taller than Starscream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
I don't
about
know.
4 inches.
I mean,
Are they model kits?
very cool. What were you gonna say, Bob?
Are they model kits?
No.
I've never had
No.
one, so.
No, they're action figures. I mean, they're just highly posable because of the clicky Reveltech joints.
Oh.
I mean, I can actually take this Starscream, put him in a sitting pose with his legs crossed. That's how posable he is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you said something about glue or whatever, and I was like,
Well,
wait a minute. Do you have to?
Well, it's just the hands. Because Reveltech figures, they come with multiple hands. Like Starscream here, he's got one hand that's molded to hold Megatron as a gun, because he actually comes with that, and it's got like the trigger finger and stuff. And then he's got a fist for that side, and he's got like a peace sign for that side. And then on his left hand, he's got one with a finger that's just pointing, and then he's got another closed fist. But you have to like slowly and carefully pull those out of the joint to change them, because if you pull them too fast, the glue they used is kind of weak, and you'll leave the peg behind in the post, basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But I mean, the paint on him is really good. I mean, he's got this really nice metallic blue paint for the blue bits, and then this fantastic, almost cherry red, metallic red for his red bits.
Yeah.
And that to me makes it worth it. Because it's basically, he's just a display piece. You just can poke it really nicely.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff you can do with the Rebel techs if you have more than one, but there really isn't anything you can do with them, like with your regular sized figures.
Yeah.
I remember when I had Rodimus and Megatron. Oh boy, I think there are still pictures on my Facebook page of those where they were in very compromising, poses. You want to talk about being on bended knee.
So the Transformers went to Brokeback Mountain is what you're saying?
Essentially, yes.
Banjo playing music.
I don't know about all that, but yeah. What about you, Bob? What are you going to talk about tonight?
I was probably gonna. I think we're gonna talk about the Mini Mates, Toys R Us exclusive, Back to the Future, the second one. It comes with Doc Brown and the Hover DeLorean. It's actually in hover mode, and it stays in hover mode. It doesn't like transform into the regular DeLorean and the wheels pop out. It's always in hover mode. Yeah. So I seen it at Toys R Us, and I was kind of like, well, I'll give it a try. It looks like a glorified Lego, but it comes with a DeLorean, so, I'm a nerd, and I love Back to the Future, so I gave it a shot, and, man, I gotta tell you, putting those little stickers inside the DeLorean was a nightmare. Because you have to put in the flux capacitor, and the time circuits, and the dashboard, and my hands, it wouldn't fit in the door.
Big hands.
Yeah, but my big meaty fingers, I couldn't fit the little stickers in the door and keep them like straight. And I was like, how is somebody supposed to do this? It was crazy, but I finally got them in there, and it's a really cool thing just to have sitting on my shelf. Everybody's like, "Is that Back to the Future?" Heck yeah, and Doc Brown. It's pretty cool. The doors open up, and it has like little roller wheels underneath the car, so it looks like it's scooting across you can roll it, and with the wheels down, so it kind of looks like it's hovering across the ground. It's kind of cool, and I have Doc Brown standing by it. And those Mini-Mate figures, I looked at them and I thought they were like Legos, but man, those things are horribly. They don't stand on their own very well because the feet are like angled. They're not straight flat. And then, after I got that figure, I went out and got the Mini-Mates Ghostbusters from the real Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
And it came in like sets of 2. So I got a bunch of those, and those don't stand either. So I was like, man, I guess it must be a Mini-Mate kind of thing. It's just what they are. They're just bound to not stand very well. Either he's leaning to the left or leaning to the right. He can't just stand straight up and down because his feet are angled weird. They're just cut weird.
Somebody's got to make Mini-Mate stands, I guess.
Yeah, that's the only downfall I see with it is, the little figure or his leg pops off if you go to pick him up because the little tab in his holes. So, like, where his knee would be, it's just like a little tab that holds his bottom shin on and his foot. As soon as you pick it up, it just falls right out. It doesn't fit in there very well. So I could see how they can get lost. Like, I won't let my kids... They can play with the DeLorean, but not with Doc Brown because I don't want them, missing a leg and then just have to have him in the car all the time. That'd be kind of weird. But
Actually,
I
have a funny Mini-Mate story.
Uh-oh.
At one of the NJCCs about a year or so ago, because it was around Halloween, going on down the street that was also having a costume contest. This one guy came in dressed as the Joker. It was a really fantastic Joker costume. He was creepy. This guy, he went up to my one friend Ricky and he kept rubbing on him. And he'd be like, Ricky, I'm not wearing any underwear. Things like that. So since then, we've really been messing with Ricky with Joker stuff. Like one of our Transformers meetups, somebody had a Joker figure they were selling, and I kind of snuck up behind Ricky and took it and started rubbing his ear with the hand of the Joker, just going, Ricky, remember me? So a few months ago, I get a package in the mail from Ricky. And in it was a Mini-Mates Robin figure that he had lit on fire. He goes, the Joker has sent you a warning or something like that was the note that he put inside. I was like, oh my God.
That would have been even more creepy if you actually had the Hot Toys Joker do that to him.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, Mini-Mates, I don't know. I can't get it. Like, I just can't get into those. Like, if I was gonna hunt them all down, I would prefer the Creon, the Transformers Creon stuff. I like those kind of minifigures. But Mini-Mates in general, I don't know. Every time I've seen them in the stores, they just seem like they're in the crappiest packaging ever.
Yeah, and like as soon as you take them out of package, like the Ghostbuster ones I have, Janine, as soon as I took her out of package, her leg wasn't even there. I was like, son of a... And looking around, it was wedged up in the cardboard, like in between the vacuum seal and the back. It was inside like the cardboard. I was like, what the heck is this lump? And it was her leg. And it was really weird. And I mean, they kind of look cool, and I thought I'd try it. I mean, it's a DeLorean. I don't have a DeLorean.
Right.
It was cool to have one, and it was like $10. It was on clearance, and it was like Toys R Us exclusive. So I was like, cool. I can review it. And throw it up on YouTube, and the reviews on YouTube, Bob Gilmer YouTube. You can go see the actual review that I did of it. But I when I was collecting back then, I was like, okay, can I review this? Would people watch it? Would it be kind of cool? That's how I thought. But now I'm just like, I love Ghostbusters, so I got the Ghostbusters one, and I have to have them propped up against like on my shelf. I have the PKE meter from Maddie, and I have them propped up against that because, like I said, they do not stand on their own. And Slimer came with a little stand. So that was kind of cool. So he's the only one that's like out in front because he could stand. but everybody else
free
is propped up against
Slimer?
the box. What?
Was it the free Slimer?
No, it was a Slimer with like he has a proton pack on. When he was
Oh,
part of the
okay, yeah.
Ghostbuster. Yeah, it came. It was a pack with him and Janine. But he's out front, but everybody else is stood up against the box for the PKE meter because they don't stand, like I said. And if my kids go running through the house, you hear tink, one of them will fall over. I'm like, oh, again, because it's like they're so wobbly because they don't stand upright, and it's just one little bump and they'll fall over. I mean, that's the only downfall. They're kind of neat, like detail wise and stuff, but practicality is. You can't really play with them and put them in poses because they don't even stand straight up and down, so it's not like you could pose them. Their arms and stuff, yeah, and put little, like, you could put a PKE meter in Egon's hand, and then you could strap it to the belt and then put a trap in his hand and stuff. That's kind of cool, but from the waist down, they're useless, kind of like I am. That was a bad joke.
Oh, God.
That was a bad joke.
All right. Yeah.
So
edit.
Mike, you had just mentioned the little Creon figures. I recently got 3 of the newer ones that they released in the blonde packs.
Yeah.
Got Sunstorm, Galvatron, and Scorponok. I do like how the newer ones can somewhat transform. They give you little extra pieces to actually give them vehicle modes and stuff. That's a nice little touch.
But what do you do with the extra pieces when they're in one mode or the other? You can't like actually store their vehicle on their robot.
See, Sunstorm probably does it the best. When Sunstorm is a robot, the pieces that become his tail wing and nose cone actually become a weapon that he can hold in his hands.
Oh, cool.
Now these are just the Creons, right? This isn't the actual full-on Creo. Yeah, these are just the little minifigures, Bob. These aren't the Creos.
But I seen a review on like Waspinator, I think it was, but he had all this extra pieces left over when you put them in the robot mode. And it's like, what do you do with those?
I just did a review of these 3. You can see what happens with a lot of the extra pieces. Scorponok has like 2 little pieces left when he's in robot mode. Galvatron, all his pieces actually store on his back.
Oh, okay. Well,
and it's just it depends. Some of them their extra bits become weapons. Some of them they're just extra bits. You just can't do nothing with it.
I just was afraid to give them to my kids because they were like, "Oh, we like those things," and it's like one piece is going to get lost, and then there goes one mode or the other.
They're so cheap though. They're like if you get them at Toys R Us, they're $3, and Toys R Us is more expensive than Walmart and Target. So if you find them at Walmart and Target, they're probably like $2 for a pack.
Right.
And there's only 6 different robots right now. Though eventually they are going to be putting out a set of combiners from these little Creons that can actually combine into bigger Creons. So
oh wow!
They're getting creative, they really are. They've got a Bruticus coming. I think they've got a Devastator coming as well, and a Superion made out of Creons.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I love the aerial bots anyway. They're probably. I still need to get those.
So I'm looking. I might have to get the Combaticons Creons when they come out because Bruticus is my favorite combiner, hands down.
I like the Creons, but this whole thing of expanding on them just seems weird to me. Like if you look at Shockwave and Skywarp and Optimus and all that, they're essentially Lego minifigs with Transformers designs. I like that they're that simple, but as far as expanding on that and having extra bits and allowing them to transform, I don't know about all that. That's just a little too weird for me.
Well, check out my review. It was only done like 2 weeks ago or so.
Yeah.
Check out my review, and you'll see it's not that bad. I mean, the extra bits. I mean, Sunstorm has 3 little bits that become a gun.
Yeah.
And it's basically, what the only thing he leaves behind when he becomes a plane is his helmet, because the nose cone comes to the top of his head. It's not as bad as you think. They're basically.
Right, but
him and
Starscream. As far as the Creons themselves, originally they were just robot mode figures.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the extra parts that I have a problem with. It's a problem with that they're making them, essentially mini transformable figures now. And it's like, I enjoyed them more when they were just regular.
Just like Lego guys.
That's all.
Yeah.
Just keep robot mode. Scorponok's probably the best out of all of them right now. Just the way he looks. Galvatron's back heavy because all the crap that's on his back. Yeah. And his cannon is pretty much just an orange version of the cannon that Megatron had.
Orange tip, yep. Oh, man. That's funny. All right. Well, I don't have it in hand yet, sadly.
Wonder why.
Here it comes. But I am going to be talking about Fall of Cybertron / Transformers Prime Shockwave. Just amazing. The figure just looks absolutely amazing. And I know everybody's made a joke about it, but I honestly think it's a really cool homage. His alt mode reminds me so much of G1 Astro Train.
Yeah, actually, that's the first time I've heard that, and that actually makes sense.
Me too. Yeah. I've never heard that before, and when you said it, I was like, "Wait a minute."
If I could come up with another plane mode for that, and just mock up an Astro Train head for that, that'd be a nice triple changer right there.
It would be, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that would be awesome. That would be completely awesome.
You need to copyright that, Mike, because I don't think I've ever heard anybody else compare the two.
No, there have been other people.
Has there?
Yeah, I believe it was MGo's review. I think he said it at the end of his review. I forget who else said it. I've heard several people say it, but I think I was one of the first people to say it, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, hey, G1 Astro Train, that's pretty cool. No, I don't know. I've always liked Shockwave, the character in general, even though sadly in G1 he didn't have that much to do and he was kind of a bumbling idiot on Cybertron. They really, I know a lot of the fans pretty much hate on Animated, but Animated really put a really neat twist on Shockwave, and I thought that was really cool. And seeing him in Prime, I hope to God we see more, because wow.
Oh, yeah. They got to bring him back. He's got to still be alive. I know there was a huge explosion.
Alive, at least do more flashbacks to tell a different part of the story.
Yeah, he was pretty badass in that episode.
Yeah. Tonight's episode was awesome, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we can't get into that. We should talk about it a little bit. We can't get into like full on review of that because
no. Yeah, it has nothing to do with toys.
Near the end, had my jaw on the floor. I looked at it, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Just think of it as if King Arthur and Sir Lancelot are sword fighting. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think it was beyond that.
Well, true, but still, that's the impression that I got watching it.
That was
That
was a Clash of the Titans.
My kids were like, look, it's Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. They're fighting with lightsabers. Like, no. It's way better than that.
Oh, God. That reminds me of those horrible, awful Transformers Star Wars crossover toys.
Oh, my God.
I have a couple of those. I have the Death Star.
I was going to say, and you said it was like impossible to get him into the Death Star.
It's a pain. I thought about doing a review of it, but his cape broke off, and then I ended up using it to make psychic paper for my Doctor Who costume. So, and some of his lightsabers all bent up now. So he's about the size of Primus in robot mode. I mean, he is huge, but it's just when you turn him, all the panels will drive you mad trying to line them up.
When I saw the toy of Shockwave, and again, I don't know if it was modded, but I usually go over to, because they usually have really great galleries, and I know this is probably sacrilege to UTFW board members, but I usually go over to Cybertron because they normally have really great photo galleries. And when I saw Shockwave, when I saw the pictures of him on there, again, I don't know if he was modded or whatever else, but his eye, like in the official images and in the actual figure itself, because I've seen video reviews of him, it seems like it's a hot pink thing because of the light piping. But on this picture of him, it was pretty much a dark, muted, almost like a deep blood red eye. And I actually I asked Callie Carey Shoka to make me a Fall of Cybertron Shockwave Puggle, and I've got him here. And it took me about a month after I had him to realize the pink sides on him on the Puggle are to mimic his chest piece from the toy. It took me a month to realize that, but no, Shockwave in general, he looks like an amazing toy. Hopefully before Christmas I will actually have him.
Hopefully before 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah,
6 to 8 weeks my ass.
The video game will be out. Transformers 4 will be in theaters by the time you get it.
Oh my god. Yeah. And for people wondering what the hell we're talking about and what the hell we're joking about is, if you watch Optimus, or if you follow him on YouTube or Twitter or whatever else, every Friday or Saturday, depending on what day he has available, he does Ustreams. And I won one of his Ustream contests, and one of the prizes was a Transformers Fall of Cybertron Shockwave. So that's what the joking is all about. I think we're going to go to an ad break, and we're going to come back with some final toy talk. We'll be back after this.
Is this thing on? Oh, goody. Why, hello there. It's your dear old Uncle Joker here. I bet you're asking yourself, what could I be possibly doing here of all places? Well, I'm laughing at the fact that this new podcast presented by Geekcast Radio is called Legends of the Dark Knight. Who the heck knew the Bat was so popular? Ugh. Join Steve, Mike, and sometimes Tara for reviews on the greatest DC animated universe cartoon to ever meet Gotham City. So join moi for the talk of the town, or I'll send Captain Clown after you. He gets mighty angry when he doesn't get to have his garbage skull. So put on a nice big smile and join us for the next Geekcast Radio Network podcast, Legends of the Dark Knight.
Movie Week in Review is the Geekcast Radio Network's weekly movie podcast. Steve and Mike take a look back on their favorite films and give you their thoughts. They also bring in co-hosts at times. If you are a movie buff, listen to M-Wire only on GeekCastRadio.com.
2012 marks the 30th anniversary for Masters of the Universe. We here at the GCRN are celebrating with a brand new series of podcasts. The Powers of Grayskull series will cover every episode of every MOTU cartoon. Yes, even that crappy New Adventure stuff. Join Optimus Solo and TF2 and Mike as they tell tales of Eternia, discover the myths of Etheria, become masters in space, and finally masters of Grayskull. You can find the Pogs podcasts in iTunes and the web at www.geekcastradio.com. Good journey!
This is Megatron, leader of the Predacons, and I'm going to ask you one question. Children, who lives in a colony under the sea, depth charge fish pants? Who wants to kill Rampage for you and for me? Depth charge fish pants. Whose anti-very goodness is misunderstood? Depth charge fish pants. Who sounds like Batman and Clint Eastwood? Depth charge fish pants. Depth charge fish pants. Depth charge fish pants. Depth charge fish pants. Excellent. Yes.
Grab your helmets because it's time to assemble Mask. The Geekcast Radio Network has launched Masked Mayhem with your hosts Optimus Solo and TF2 and Mike. This podcast covering all 75 episodes of Mask will feature in-depth analysis of every episode, talk on the toys, and more. Masked Mayhem will run 30 podcast episodes. You can find us in iTunes and on www.geekcastradio.com. Get your spectrums ready as podcasting is the ultimate weapon.
You can now hear the Geekcast Radio Network while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free use and talk mobile app available for your smartphone. And when you download Stitcher to hear Geekcast Radio, you'll have a chance to win money. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. During registration, hit the promo code BOX and enter GeekCast Radio, all one word, to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episodes of the shows will be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows too. Always available to you on demand, no syncing. It's Stitcher Smart Radio. Don't forget to enter promo code GeekCast Radio when you register.
Who in the pits of Gaia is that?
So we are back, and before we close this out, we're going to talk a little bit about Transformers Prime news. It's pretty much toy-related, all of it. But they're going to be releasing a Transformers Prime Gaia Unicron. If this thing is Voyager size, in the pictures it looks bigger than it probably is.
I did watch a review on it yesterday or the day before. One of the guys on TFW out in somewhere out in in Asia somewhere had one, did a review, and he put it next to the Voyager Optimus Prime, and they're basically the same height.
Oh wow!
So,
and again, most of these pictures are probably photoshopped or whatever else, or
angled weird
stuff. Yeah. What about you, Bob? Any thoughts on that Unicron?
I don't know. I've kind of fallen out of anything that says Prime and Transformers. I mean, I kind of stopped with just the main Autobots, all the new repaints and stuff. Nothing's really jumping out at me. I have to have that, and I'm like, that's another one. It was I mean, it'd be kind of cool to have Unicron, but I don't know.
I think it's cool that it's the Transformers Prime Unicron. It's not
the Rock
hey,
Unicron.
Hey, I am a blue planet now in Unicron colors. It's not Primus as Unicron, or it's none of that. It's based off of the cartoon design, and I like that about it.
Its alt mode is what is it?
Yeah,
I mean, it's people calling it a flying mountain volcano ship thing. It doesn't have any defined. It's got that weird face on it.
Yeah,
it's just it has no clear path. It's they're okay, everybody wants this Unicron figure. We kind of have to give him an alt mode, but what are we really gonna do? It's almost like the Fallen figure from Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, it's a jumbled mess.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, if you guys got this in your collection, you would display it in robot.
Yeah.
You wouldn't display it because that's the thing. It's because of the storyline in Prime of Unicron being the core of planet Earth, there's not a whole lot you can do with giving him a planet mode. There's just no way.
That is true.
So, Bob, are you going to dress Brandon up in a Bumblebee or Optimus costume this year?
Actually, Brandon was Bumblebee last year, and
was he?
Yeah, he was Bumblebee, and it was the padded suit.
Yeah,
and it looked like he had the arm cannon, and he kept running around. And you go, "Hey, Brandon," and you go, "I'm not Brandon, I'm Bumblebee." And you actually had to talk to him as Bumblebee, and then he would go, "Beep boop beep boop 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 beep boop," beep, like Bumblebee talks. And it was pretty funny. So he was just running around going, static and stuff. I was like, Bumblebee used to have a voice. He goes, nuh-uh. So I had to show him some G1 when Bumblebee actually talked. And then on animated when he talked, and no way, Bumblebee can talk. Yeah, so it kind of blew his mind. But I don't know if he's going to be a Transformer this year or not. He kind of wants to be a Ninja Turtle because that's the new big kick. So yeah, but last year, he was definitely Bumblebee.
Yeah, they're coming out with Prime, Optimus, and Bumblebee Kids Halloween costumes this year.
That'd be kind of scary. I wonder if they have the glowy eyes.
Looking at the picture, weird. I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't work for a kid's costume.
No. What I find funny is that, and I know, Hasbro doesn't want kids dressing up as Decepticons, but what I find funny is that Optimus and Bumblebee are the only two characters that really ever get Halloween costumes. I honestly want to see a Megatron Halloween costume with, purple and, dark Energon eyes. I think that would be really friggin' cool.
And an arm cannon, like an inflatable arm cannon.
I know!
Why not? Why not do zombie cliff jumper? I mean, it is Halloween. Do like you could have a zombie.
That's
cliff.
actually a good idea.
I mean, it would be a perfect Halloween because you're supposed to be scary. And it's like, I'm not a Transformer. I'm a undead Transformer.
That's a good one.
All right. So the final thing we're going to talk about is Transformers Prime Christmas ornaments.
Oh, the RC's eyes. She's gonna swallow your soul.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna give me nightmares.
Oh my God! This is from American Greetings. It is not only Halloween costumes that are turning up already. Toys R Us have a listing up on their website for this year's Transformers Christmas ornament set from American Greetings, a 5-piece set consisting of the faces of Autobots Optimus, Bumblebee, Bulkhead, RC from the Transformers Prime and Autobot logo. So this holiday season you can have faces of Transformers Prime crew watching you while you exchange gifts with your families. Unwrap your presents. Check out the listing on Toys R Us. Oh my God. That RC, she will eat your soul. She won't just steal it. She will just eat it. Oh my God, it looks creepy as all hell.
Yeah,
she is. She really is the scariest one out of that. They should have made her a Halloween ornament.
I think if my wife ever got me one of those, I'd have to turn her head around so she doesn't try to, stare directly into my soul.
Hey, Optimus, really, give me your face. Because that's what it looks. I know it's Transformers Prime Optimus, but just the way that these things are sculpted, it looks like they're all pretty menacing outside of Bumblebee since he doesn't have a mouth. Bumblebee's kind of like wide-eyed, like, what's going on, guys?
See, they even host Bumblebee more. It's like, let's take his voice away. Oh, screw it. Let's just take his mouth and everything. Now he looks like, Neo in the Matrix when his mouth starts gluing together.
Yeah.
I just, how far can you go with these toys in Prime? They're turning into Star Wars. Like, seriously. They'll put...
I don't know about all that.
Transformer Prime ornaments, I don't think Christmas and Transformers really go together. It's just, in my mind, I don't...
Most of us got Transformers for Christmas. There you go.
Well, no, but I mean, not on the Christmas tree itself. It's like, you get pretty lights and all this. It's like, let's put Optimus Prime and RC's evil head up on the Christmas tree.
Well, the Autobot symbol's red and Bulkhead's green.
Well, but RC's face will make baby Jesus cry.
Oh my God. Wow.
Sorry.
That was a good one.
Just kind of came out.
Oh my God, that's... Okay then.
Nobody wants to make him cry. Thanks, Transformers Prime.
Oh my God. Wow.
Well, wait a minute. I do feel bad because I do have a Christmas ornament that is the Ecto one. Sorry, that Hallmark put out not too long ago. So I guess
that's not a face staring at you though. That's a car. That's an ornament. I mean,
and you press the button and it plays Ghostbusters songs. So that's kind of cool.
I've got a bunch of Star Trek ones.
Yeah, I do too. I have Star Wars and Star Trek ones.
Yeah, I've got some Star Wars. So I got the Death Star and.
Yeah.
But that's just the thing. I mean, all of these franchises, not just Transformers or not just Transformers Prime, all of these franchises, Transformers, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, He-Man, She-Ra, all that stuff, Gem, they always will have merchandise like Halloween costumes, like Christmas ornaments and all that stuff. And it's so funny because we're coming up on Halloween. And I love Angry Birds as much as the next person, but I keep seeing an ad for Party City, and
oh yeah,
that 50% off ad, and it's like 50% off. We have all kinds of costumes. We have Angry Birds costumes, and I see the picture on the TV, and I'm like, wow, how is that a costume? Because it's essentially the Angry Bird as it's the centerpiece on the person.
Their legs and head and arms stick out, so
yeah. It's too weird. I you know. I know a lot of people out there love Halloween. I've pretty much lost all interest in Halloween. I still watch the Charlie Brown Halloween special it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. I still watch that every year.
I gotta rock.
I gotta rock, guys.
You gotta like the Roseanne Halloween specials, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like
They
the
play them
whole
back to
thing
back.
of trick or treating and dressing up in costumes and all that stuff. I just kind of fell out of that a long time ago.
And now RC made it even worse for you for Christmas.
Well, I haven't. God, I mean, well, when my mom lived here in Kentucky with, we were still living in the same city, but we were living in different apartments. But when she lived here, I said, well, the last, about 10, 15 years of her life, last 10, 15 years have been about, she's always wanted a real tree, and I'm like, do you really want to deal with the hassle of a real tree? We actually went into Kmart, found a, I don't know, 4-foot, 5-foot tree. It's one of those, it's one of those artificial trees, but it came with lights and everything else. So all you got to do is just put it together and plug it in, and it looks just like it. I mean, it is a real Christmas tree, and it's absolutely amazing. But it's so much less hassle than even the old, artificial trees that you had to get the pole and you had to put that in the stand. And well, this thing is just you set it on the table and there you go. And it was just so much easier than getting a real tree. And I personally, myself, I haven't had a Christmas tree in, God, since I was about 12 or 13. I just don't have the need to buy them since I live by myself. There's no sense.
I was just going to say, you're the only one there, so you don't have to, have your wife go, well, we have to put up a tree.
Yeah. No. So, you guys got anything you want to pimp out before we close it out?
I just want to say, going back to Gary real quick before we close it out.
Yeah.
It's been a year, buddy. We all still miss you. Just hope you continue to rest in peace.
Yep. It's just.
Yeah.
And it was just it was so fun, getting to know him and being his friend and everything else. He's just an amazing guy. Good old Karma Dad. So, thank you for joining us here on ToyCast. There's always get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on each and every episode post. You can also email us, feedback@geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow the show at TFToycast. Mine is TF2andMike. Kevin, what is your Twitter?
DarthDevious, just like my YouTube channel.
And Bob?
Mine is the @ and then AT Bob Gilmer. So it's at Bob Gilmer. I know.
You're an at.
I am. That's why I put it on there, because I'm a Star Wars retard.
That's funny. Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. Join us next time when we will be talking about more toys, hopefully. I don't know what next episode's topic is going to be just yet. For now, I am TF2andMike with
DarthDevious Kevin.
And me, Bob Slime Blower Salt Bath Water, whatever you want to call it, Gilmer.
Bath Salts. That's your new name. Bath Salts
there
Gilmer.
You go.
Oh my God. Alright, so thank you for listening. Until next time.
Hey, Bub, I keep telling you, don't call me Wolfie! Snicked.
You got the touch! Stan Bush here, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
We Decepticons now face our darkest hour.